ati wewe upange vita, ulipie watu mawakili wenye wamepanga vita, wakishikwa useme wanakuwa persecuted. Criminality is criminality and it does not matter when you engage in criminality, whether you are a member of parliament, whether you are an impeached deputy president, you are a common criminal like any other criminal, and you will be arrested and charged before courts of law like any other criminal.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've sat down to ask myself, why do people like Kimani Ichung'wah hate Rigathi Gachagua so much to an extent that even if Rigathi Gachagua is fighting for the Mount Kenya people, Kimani Ichung'wah will keep on attacking him?
Usijaribu kushurutisha watu ati lazima mfuate hii barabara na munifuate mimi ndiye kiongozi. Wewe unatuongoza, utuongoze kwenda wapi? Tuko na kiongozi anaitwa Rais William Ruto, rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, ambaye tunamuenzi, tunamheshimu sababu he has earned his respect.
And many other leaders from the Mount Kenya region, especially those working with President William Ruto.
Si mimi nimeongoza hapa mwaka 5. Niliwajengea hospitali sikujenga. Niliweka dawa sikuweka. Ilisemekana ni ya Wakikuyu peke yake. Sasa huyu fala. Kwa nini namuita fala? Wacha nikwambie ukweli. Wacha nikwambie ukweli. Kweli mimi kama na mheshimiwa sitaki kazi yako. Unisamehe tu lakini nitatumia kama example.
Taweni ndugu yangu.
Kama mimi ningekuwa deputy president, mnafikiri kwani mimi ningefukuzwa? Nie. Kabogo.
Including the deputy president Kithure Kindiki himself.
Mtu ana akili. Mtu mkubwa lakini hana akili. Nasikia anaongea mambo ya sijui nani, ati huyu Kindiki sijui anaongea sijui kama nani.
Why is it that they hate Rigathi Gachagua so much? Yes, yet as we speak today, is the person who is now championing for the unity of Mount Kenya, which all these other leaders know William Ruto wanted to divide immensely.
Hii region yetu inaitwa Mount Kenya, Your Excellency. Tulikuunga mkono 100%. Kweli ama uongo? And we are united as a region behind our president. And that is the way it shall be. Sisi unajua rais watu ya hapa ni watu ya ukweli. When we like something, we like. When we don't like, we say we don't like. When we agree on the way forward, we do what we have done. Sisi tulikuahidi tutakuunga mkono in your entire term ya 10 years as president of Kenya. But we want to support you united as a region. Kwa sababu hivi ndivyo sisi tunapiganga kura zetu. Na mimi nataka niseme nikiwa hapa Gilgil, I want us to be very, very careful because we want a united people so that we can have a united country. Hatutaki mtu yeyote ambaye anaweza kugawanya watu kwa misingi ya kikaunti. When President Uhuru Kenyatta was having negative politics, akiwa pale Mululu, akiwa mazishi ya mama ya Musalia Mudavadi, alikuwa ameleta siasa ya kugawanya wa Kenya, ya kusema ya kwamba huwezi chagua kabila mbili all the time. Na hiyo siasa wa Kenya wakakataa, wakakuchagua kama rais. On the same page, tunataka kusema katika hii region yetu ya Mount Kenya, we don't want anybody kujaribu kugawanya watu wetu along county lines. Hata hii ni watu ya Murang'a, hii ni watu ya Nyeri, hii ni watu ya Kiambu. That is retrogressive politics which we don't want in this area.
Now, on this particular video, I want to take you through a few reasons that I have felt are behind the hatred that these leaders working with William Ruto are hating seriously Rigathi Gachagua. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, kindly take a second or two to subscribe, like and comment, because that is the best support you can always give the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, my number is always here. Feel free to share with me what you think on my videos that I do, or even any topic that you want me to talk about. For those who drop the comment section and ask me to do a certain video, I will eventually do them. I will sit down, craft it very well, and then come and analyze here on this particular channel, because your requests, it's what I love. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without much wasting of time, let me dive into the topic today. Number one in my list, it's these leaders are envious. They are envious in the sense that Rigathi Gachagua was just recently a PA to Uhuru Kenyatta, and then he became a PA to his brother. Later on, became a member of parliament for one term. Miraculously, Rigathi Gachagua was the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya under the President William Ruto's regime. Despite it was half term, but at least he was the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. We might take it to be a small issue, but the fact remains that a man to be able to surpass all these other leaders who have been in leadership for 3 terms, 4 terms, and become a deputy president, what these other leaders could not achieve, it's not a good thing. It's not a good sign to these other leaders. At some point, they will not feel like, no, they will not be comfortable because they'll feel this is a junior to them. Rigathi Gachagua, member of parliament for 5 years only, 1 term. We have been in leadership for 3, 4 terms, and we have not even dreamt of becoming cabinet secretaries. This is unbelievable. We might take it like it's a small thing, but let me tell you that in a human being's reasoning, and more especially in the political arena, that is not okay with most of the leaders. And when you see the pain in Kimani Ichung'wah, you see the pain in the leaders from Mount Kenya, especially those allied to President William Ruto, like now Kimani, like now William Kabogo, you can comfortably tell that these people are not happy. There's something that is hurting them. And one of them is the achievement of Rigathi Gachagua that was so fast. Kutia msumari moto kwenye kidonda. Rigathi Gachagua is now the current kingpin of the Mount Kenya region. They are asking themselves, like now Kabogo, I have been a leader in this country. I have been a member of parliament. I have been the governor of Kiambu County. I'm rich, billionaire, but I was yet to assume the leadership of the Mount Kenya the way Rigathi Gachagua has done. And this guy is junior. He cannot dictate me on anything. He cannot give me directions in Mount Kenya. Such kind of reasoning, I am telling you, it is there in these leaders. And eventually, you'll see some of them not even able to hold the kind of feelings they have against Rigathi Gachagua. So, going forward, most of them are going to come out to even speak it outrightly. They will tell him that he's not experienced. He's not anything. They're going to say so many things because, you know, before they started by saying he does not dress well. He doesn't know how to speak. Until it reached a point when Rigathi Gachagua was having an interview with Mother Karua. Everyone was like, okay, this is the guy what we've been underrating. Ladies and gentlemen, even in their testimonies are close, they have all said that they never had Rigathi Gachagua as their favorite to be picked by President William Ruto. They rejected him even by voting. But because of his smartness, Rigathi Gachagua found himself to be the flag bearer, the running mate actually, of President William Ruto. So ladies and gentlemen, envy, it is one of the things that I feel strongly that is resulting to this kind of hatred that we are seeing from the leaders, most especially Kimani Ichung'wah, William Kabogo, and many other leaders allied to President William Ruto. That's number 1. Number 2, it is Ruto's support. For these people to support William Ruto the way they are doing, they must hit Rigathi Gachagua. Hence the hatred that we are seeing. There's nothing they can do to Rigathi Gachagua other than hitting him hard negatively, so that William Ruto can be happy, can see that these people are working very hard to give me votes of the Mount Kenya region. They're working very hard to destroy my enemy. That is what these leaders are doing, to impress President William Ruto. If they don't do so, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many benefits that they are getting when in government. If it is tenders, they are. If it is money, they are. And most of them actually are corrupt. So you realize that if they decide to let it deviate from President William Ruto's wishes of them to hit Rigathi Gachagua hard, eventually you see most of them with the EACC. So they have to ensure that they keep the lane, they maintain the instructions by ensuring that they hit Rigathi Gachagua very hard to impress their boss, President William Samoei Arap Ruto. Ladies and gentlemen, so let's expect most of them to do that. Another thing that you have to state here categorically, it is that these leaders, you know, who are hitting Rigathi Gachagua are spread across the Mount Kenya. One, you see another one from Murang'a, then you see one from Kiambu, then you see another one from Nyeri, then you see another one from places like Nyandarua. Basically, to ensure that strategically in every county there's someone who is hitting hitting Rigathi Gachagua. Now, another point I want to say here, another reason it's that Gachagua's demands sometimes might be offending to these leaders. Let me just be honest here. Rigathi Gachagua being in charge of Mount Kenya, he wants all leaders to bow to him, and we all know that. He wants whatever he says as the leader, you must follow. And this has been always been said by leaders who were with him in government and right now in government. But as we speak today, Rigathi Gachagua being out of government, still they speak of the same thing. That Rigathi Gachagua is very, very commanding. Number two, we have seen some leaders like Wambogo Ngunjiri, the former MP of Nyeri Town, leaving Rigathi Gachagua's side. Probably because of the demanding spirit of Rigathi Gachagua, that we have to do this. And ladies and gentlemen, when you take leadership, you have to take the people to the direction that you feel it is pro-people, first. Second, that direction that you are taking is going to help the people of Mount Kenya. So as you speak today, some of these leaders are uneasy. You can see most of the leaders across. You can see someone like Kimani Ngunjiri speaking some things, hinting that probably they had a poor relationship between him and Rigathi Gachagua. Probably the terms and conditions were so harsh for him to actually swallow. So the fact remains that also the demands and the spirit of leadership for Rigathi Gachagua probably might be making some leaders to be very bitter, especially those working with President William Ruto, who remember the way they used to work while in government. Another point that I have to state here categorically, ladies and gentlemen, it's the fights that Gachagua has put, as we speak today, to ensure that the Mount Kenya has not been divided by President William Ruto. Rigathi Gachagua had to put a huge fight. Pass with other people, in quotes. There are some people who are put strategically to deal with him. Rigathi Gachagua had to humble them, had to put them aside, has to clear them to ensure that he has maintained the mountain together, united. And some of these leaders are working with President William Ruto. What do you expect from them if Rigathi Gachagua stopped their missions? Hatred, throwing jabs here and there. I don't know what's your take, ladies and gentlemen, but I feel strongly those are some of the strong reasons as to why some of these leaders from the Mount Kenya people hate Rigathi Gachagua. See you next time for more videos. My name is Abdul Mukwa.